I'm just going to kind of jump
Yeah.
into this. How many of these low-income students are potentially undocumented and struggle with that?
It's hard to say because, of course, we know by the nature of the word undocumented, we don't have the data that we need. And of course, these are children in our school systems, in our colleges that are recently graduated and in the workforce or in the military. We know there are children and students younger than the dreamers who have been born and raised in America their entire lives and are now in a position where they are insecure in their home life. And will the entire family be coming home tomorrow? Will their parents be gainfully employed weeks or months down the road? Will they still be citizens of America, or will they be returning to other countries? So I think poverty, of course, is a tremendous factor to take in consideration there, homelessness as well. And of course, yes, the Hispanic population would be a demographic of concern that probably really needs the support right now to ensure that students are able to focus on their educations with the special challenges they're dealing with at this time.
Does being undocumented affect the classroom? Has your classroom ever been distracted because someone...
Absolutely not. I mean, the thing with any classroom is you can't look into a sea of 30 to 40 children and tell who the homeless kid is, or who is the child of the family getting divorced, or who is the child living in a hotel or living in poverty, or who the undocumented child is. You have no way of knowing that. Now, as a teacher, I know many students have confided that in me over the years. They've talked to me about their challenges with that. But it's not something you would know, and I'm thinking of a couple of articles I've read in recent weeks in certain towns where the citizens of different cities and states in America have been shocked and amazed that people they know are being detained by ICE or are being deported, and they never knew these people were dreamers or were undocumented citizens because it never occurred to them. They never asked. There was never anything different about these people, so it's coming as a shock to a lot of people who they know closely that is an undocumented citizen.
And who's being affected by...
it. And so many of my students I see every day are facing challenges you would never imagine at first sight, but you learn as you go on and develop relationships with them.
As a teacher, low income, undocumented, keep it under one umbrella right now, do you feel helpless?
There are times you can. Again, when you're dealing with 150 to 200 children a day who all have various special needs, who all need attention, who all need different types of attention and consideration and love and empathy, of course it's difficult. And of course you can feel overwhelmed very easily. You can feel like you're not making a difference or that you're not doing enough. My attitude is simply regroup and go back and do as much as you can tomorrow. It is helpless. There is nothing I can do for a child that is dealing with immigration issues. There is little that I can do for children who are homeless or who are dealing with poverty issues, with food insecurity issues. But fortunately, I've chosen to devote my life to helping children and to making sure that their needs are taken care of. So I do everything in my power to make sure I'm directing them to the resources I know of and always communicating to find resources for students as to where they may be able to be provided clothing, school supplies, food, shelter, and what resources are available to them in the community or through the school district that can help them and their families.
What, as we wrap this up here, what do you wish you could see improve in the American public school system to help, low-income students and people of the like?
I think as teachers, we'd love to see every student able to come into a school system ready to learn and ready to put their education first so that they can aspire to everything that they want to be. That is the American dream. We know it's not a level playing field, and we know it's not fair, and it would take a tremendous, what's the word I'm looking for? It would take tremendous initiative and social change in our political and our social systems to make that possible for every student. But I think ultimately when our students walk through the door, we want them to be ready to learn. We want them to be able to take advantage of their education from wherever they're coming from and from whatever place they're coming from. And I think most teachers are doing the best they can to balance their classroom and their students' educations with the needs of each individual student and how we can help them in their home lives and in their personal lives. There is a lot of work that the average teacher faces in the average day, but for most of us, there's nothing else we'd rather do.